The night took a dark turn. Donald Trump, once a president known for his bold and unpredictable actions, seems to lose control. It's not over anything big. It's over a bizarre series of photos he keeps posting, plastered with the words Tariff King and Mr. Tariff. Strange, right? But it doesn't stop there. In a shocking twist, Trump takes to the official White House account to praise none other than the Ayatollah, the same leader he once vowed to take down. This isn't just a weird moment, it's a dramatic flip. So why the sudden change? What does this really mean? Stay with me, because you won't believe what happens next. For months, Trump has been relentlessly vocal, posting, tweeting, and making promises about the situation in Iran. "We will stand by the protesters," he declared. "If a single protester is killed, we will go in, guns blazing." Sounds bold. Sounds like a clear threat, right? But then something changed. After thousands of protesters were slaughtered, some say the number could be in the tens of thousands, though the internet blackout makes it hard to know for sure, Trump suddenly flips. Now he's thanking the Ayatollah. Yes, you heard that right. He's praising him for canceling over 800 planned executions. "Thank you, Ayatollah," Trump writes. What happened? How did we go from an iron fist to a thank you note? Let's break this down. Trump's promise to the Iranian protesters was crystal clear. If the Ayatollah touched even one of them, the U.S. would step in, no hesitation. But now, after Iran's brutal crackdown, Trump suddenly flips his tune completely. He goes from a war-ready posture to thanking the same regime for canceling a fraction of their planned executions. This isn't just a contradiction. It's a drastic change in stance. Here's the thing nobody's talking about, though. Why the silence on the thousands who still died? Why the praise for a leader who's still systematically crushing dissent? Notice what's missing. Trump's silence on the slaughter, his inability to take action, that's the story everyone's ignoring. This isn't just an isolated moment. We've seen this kind of about-face before, from leaders who speak in bold promises and then retreat into contradictions. But this feels different. Trump's entire narrative around Iran, the "we'll fight for you" rhetoric, is unraveling before our eyes. And let's be honest, this isn't the first time we've seen such a dangerous normalization of actions that should never be accepted. The U.S. president, once a symbol of strength, now seems desperate to salvage whatever he can from a global position that's rapidly crumbling. And here's the worst part. This is happening at a time when America's power and image are already on the decline. Trump is making a mockery of America's credibility, both at home and abroad. What happens if this continues? How much further will the damage go? Now let's talk about what's really at stake here. Trump isn't just flipping on foreign policy, he's sending mixed signals that could have dangerous implications for America's global position. Look at the evidence. His administration's failure to deliver on its promises is becoming more clear by the day. Case in point, while Trump praised the Ayatollah for saving lives, his actions at home are a far cry from this message of peace. In fact, his own CIA director is deep in business dealings with some of the world's worst authoritarian regimes, including Venezuela. It's a stark contradiction. On one hand, Trump publicly criticizes dictators, while on the other, he's engaging with them in ways that can't be ignored. This is a line Trump is crossing that will change how we view the global balance of power. The contradictions keep stacking up. Trump's presidency has become a chaotic mix of public claims and private dealings that don't add up. Let's talk about the most recent developments. Trump is pardoning individuals convicted of serious crimes, everything from bribery to insider trading to environmental violations. These aren't minor offenses. And yet, he's sweeping them under the rug with a series of controversial pardons. It's almost as if the rule of law doesn't matter. Meanwhile, the U.S. is grappling with a failed healthcare system, soaring inflation, and an economy in turmoil. What does this say about Trump's priorities? The same man who promised to drain the swamp is now filling it back up with his own cronies, and it's happening fast. If this keeps up, what's left of America's integrity will be gone. What happens if this continues? Let's step back for a moment. How does this all affect you? Because it's not just about politics or global tensions, it's about the real-life consequences for everyday people. When leaders fail to deliver on their promises, it's the ordinary citizens who bear the brunt. Rising inflation, a crumbling healthcare system, and a president who seems more concerned with personal gains than the people he's supposed to serve. This is the reality many Americans are living with. And the worst part? This isn't just an isolated issue, it's happening across the board. People are struggling to make ends meet, all while those in power seem disconnected from the mess they've created. If this resonates with you, drop a comment. You're not alone in feeling the weight of it all. Now let's zoom out for a second. Why is all of this happening? There's more at play here than just one man's meltdown. Trump's behavior, the shifting narratives, and the pardons aren't just random acts. They're the result of a system that rewards chaos. The mechanism is simple. Power feeds on spectacle. Trump is a master of creating distractions and dividing the public, all while leveraging his influence to enrich those who support him. And the system, it seems, is built to allow this to happen. The media, the political elite, even the public, all get sucked into the drama. But behind the scenes, the game is about money, leverage, and maintaining control. This is the machinery of power in action, and it's far more dangerous than any one leader's tweet or speech. The fact that this is allowed to continue speaks volumes about the state of the system itself. So what happens next? There are two paths ahead. One, we continue down this road of uncertainty where contradictions and scandals only deepen and the country remains divided. The global standing of the U.S. could continue to erode as America becomes a spectacle, not a leader. On the other hand, there's a chance, albeit a small one, that something shifts. Maybe a change in leadership or pressure from the public forces a reevaluation. But that's just speculation. What's certain is that the momentum is building. The next move is already forming, and it may be something that we won't be able to undo. The question is, how far will it go before something breaks? At the end of the day, this entire saga is a reflection of something much bigger: the erosion of trust, the manipulation of power, and the consequences of unchecked ambition. Trump's actions aren't just a personal failure. They're a symptom of a broken system. The real question we should all be asking: how much longer can this go on before it's too late? The damage may already be done, but the next chapter is still unwritten. For deeper insights and continuous updates on where this is heading, be sure to follow and subscribe. We'll be tracking every move and every twist by us because this story is far from over.